this game. They closed it within 2, but they fall, and they are now 44-24. The Lakers win it by a deuce.
How's this the back they used to?
Rondo made a basket while we were away. There is a 3-second violation in there, a defensive 3. So Pierce will be at the free throw line, 51-44. Boston is on top, as you can see, and the Celtics are shooting 42%. Here's Pierce with the game-high 15. Now is 16, and this is updated in the West.
Well, just give you a little idea about Houston. 22-game winning streak, 31-3. They went from 10th to 1st. And that's what this streak has done for them. But you can see the West. That's how you have a bad 3 or 4 games, you can go from 1st to 4th or 5th real quickly, and that's what the Rockets are worried about. They've won 22 in a row. They've got a very difficult 4-game stretch here ahead of them.
NBA on TNT. Brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. And by Gatorade. Every game needs a hero. Is it in you?
Couple things we got to do better. Number one, we got to slow down. All right? Great energy out there.
We had control of that half until the last minute. And now you got to take control of this third quarter.
Come on, win on 3. 1, 2, 3, win!
Doug, the Celtics are +9 in fast break points tonight. Part of their big lead right now of 8 points over the Houston Rockets.
Well, and you can see the third quarter, the last 13 games where they're 12-1. It's been a very good quarter, plus 6 points, and tonight they're already +8, and Garnett looking to stretch his lead here with the long jump shot.
Missing over Scola. The rebound is pulled down by McGrady, his 7th rebound. And 4 minutes gone here in the third. Tumbo to set a screen on Rondo. Perkins picks up T-Man. And it's on Scola. Perkins was also defending with Garnett. Perkins has picked up his 3rd. And log on to TNT Overtime on NBA.com to get Sam Cassell's candid interview with John Thompson. TNT Overtime on NBA.com, where you can get TNT NBA Thursday, 7 days a week. Doug, you foresaw if Cassell was going to be cut free by the Clippers and going to Boston a couple months ago.
Yeah, we talked to Doc Rivers early in the year, and that's why they were hoping to add an experienced player. They were waiting for maybe a player to be cut loose, and they had their eye on 2 or 3 different guys. Now, Rondo has played very, very well, but I think they want an experienced guy behind him in the playoffs to come in and help what he's been doing for this team. But Rondo has been terrific all season long.
It's Garnett over Scola, and Kevin Garnett has got 10 with 7 rebounds.
I think you see them making a conscious effort to throw that ball in the post because Scola cannot handle him down in the post. Dikembe Mutombo is playing Perkins, and so Garnett's got a one-on-one play down there that he's got to take advantage of.
That one is on McGrady. Doc Rivers said this was the key matchup in terms of Boston's defense tonight. He throws it away. Another pickoff by Garnett. A 2-on-2, Rondo. Oh, now he's in a straitjacket trying to get out of there and finally loosens himself. 5 minutes gone in the third.
Well, he missed his first 7 shots. He's hit his last 2 shots in this third quarter.
Garnett draws a double and gets another offensive rebound. He's got 8 overall. And Rondo is at 3 in a row, Doug.
It's trouble time right now for Houston. And they are now down to 11, Kevin, and this is a team that's not going to score a lot of points, so they've got to find their offense. And again, I still say Tracy McGrady's got to start shooting the ball.
Rondo's got 6, they have 3 on McGrady. Now they go and double Scola. Shot clock at 9. Oh, a nice play by Scola just to get that shot away. Perkins hauls down the rebound. He's got 5. Battier, great to Pierce. Garnett to screen. Pierce down the roll. Perkins, down it goes. Good pass by Paul Pierce.
Now Paul Pierce getting in the lane. Right now, Boston has done what Doc Rivers asked them to do. They've settled down. They're playing at a much better rhythm on the offensive end. They were very frenetic in that first half.
Both teams shooting 43% from the field. The biggest Boston lead tonight. Shot clock at 3. Mutombo is screened. Also to 2. And another offensive rebound by Scola, who puts it up, and he's got 7 with 7 rebounds.
What they got to do got to come up with some energy plays. And Kevin, I got to figure out who are they going to be able to go through to score. I mean, they're getting ready to come off the bench, the Rockets, with Chucky Hayes and Mike Harris. Neither one of those guys are really scorers. They're energy guys. This is where you miss Carl Landry, who was playing so well. Obviously, the Yao Ming, you could drop that ball in the post too. So who's going to give them some offense?
Nuggets have been all game long. Nothing has come easy for Houston tonight.
And nobody had anything easy against Boston all season long when you look at their defensive numbers. And this is an offensively challenged Houston Rockets team. I mean, they are winning with great hustle and timely shooting. But this is sort of they call him Carlius Landry. This is what they coined them. These two guys, what they've done in the absence of Yao Ming. Now they've missed Landry for the last 6 games, and they really missed him on that front line.
Chuck Hayes has come in for Mutombo. For the Houston Rockets.
Carlius Landry.
Great player in Italy. There's Landry, his brother, plays for Wisconsin. I'll see them in a couple days.
You're going to Omaha to do that tournament.
He's a good player for Bo Ryan's Daniel. Garnett started by Hayes. Kevin Garnett, 6 of 15, 12 points.
You know, all of a sudden the Stars are taking over. It was Leon Poe. Bad pass by Ray Burrell, but it's Leon Poe in the first half. Now it's Garnett and Pierce have combined 28 points in this game. So the Stars starting to take over for the Boston Celtics.
Alston scored 9 in the first quarter, has not scored since for Houston.
Team game plan. We're going in the post and to let Garnett go to work here in this quarter.
Trying to beat up Scola. Perkins had it, was shoved, and a Houston foul inside. And it goes on Rafer Alston. He picks up his first personal foul.
Before the game, Doc Rivers told us, he said, you know, guys, I feel like I'm in the Western Conference playoff race. You know, we last night at San Antonio, tonight in Houston. We go to Dallas on, Thursday, and then they play at New Orleans. And in between, he's going to go see his son Jeremiah play for Georgetown down in Raleigh in the NCAA tournament. So it's going to be wall-to-wall basketball for Doc Rivers here over the next few days.
Here's his 6 of 11. Knocked away. And Hayes.
Kevin Harlan with a good hand.
I watched you in the first half and took my cue.
Difference is you passed, I tried to shoot. That's right.
You and Pistol Pete Maravich, man, cut from the same cloth.
Oh, man, that was one of my favorites.
4.5 to play in the third. Brady, Alston over Rondo. That's a 3 by Rafer Alston. As we just mentioned, his first point since the first quarter.
Well, Doc Rivers was saying to Rondo, you know, go back and forth and help a little bit, but don't leave Rafer Alston for that open 3. Let's make Tracy McGrady make some 2s.
McGrady has got 6 assists so far in the game. Switch on defense. Scola comes out on Rondo, who tried. Nice play by Rondo, who's caught 4 consecutive hits.
Yeah, 0 of 7. How about that for confidence for a young player on this Boston Celtics team to come out and play this way in this third period?
He's got 8. Scola. Defense collapsing. Garnett defending.
Well, he worked hard for that one.
He does. He's got 9. Luis Scola.
The guy who really struggled to start this season. He was in foul trouble. Just didn't have the rhythm of the NBA game. But boy, has his game come on strong in the last part of this season.
Property of the Spurs. Allen the drive and comes up hard, and Allen is down and in obvious pain.
He landed on that hip. That was a hard foul by Luis Scola.
Great pickup for Houston with Scola.
I think they're going to call a flagrant foul here, and they're going to give 2 shots in the ball. It's a flagrant 1. This is a hard foul. He went up and really went hard after this ball. Let's see if he throws him down after the play. It's hard to see right there, but they called a flagrant foul here on Scola. That's going to be 2 shots in the ball, a flagrant 1. Reminds me of the Olympics, when I was in the Olympics and you're trying to talk to the referee and he speaks a different language than you do. Hard drive by Tony Allen. Brady got that shot from behind, but then the hard foul by Luis Scola. And you see Tony Allen, who's got that heavy leg brace on his left leg coming back from that torn cruciate ligament. Took a nasty fall. Now the rule on this, Kevin, is since it's a flagrant foul, I think if Tony Allen can't shoot, I think Doc Rivers is going to be able to get the shooter to shoot it. Now, normally if it's just a foul and a guy can't just shoot the free throws, the opposing coach gets to pick the free throw shooter, and then he can no longer come back in the game. So we'll see what happens here if Tony Allen shoots these free throws.
Tony Allen was the Big 12 Player of the Year at Oklahoma State, 25th pick overall. Entire career with the Boston Celtics, a strong defender, and blew out that left knee last season. And you talked about it earlier in the broadcast, Doug, how he is still, if not physically, certainly mentally trying to, clear those hurdles. And it takes a while to do that.
Well, as a right-handed player, your left leg is your jumping leg. And that's where the explosive power comes from when you go in off dribbles. Unless you're a 2-foot jumper, which he's not, he's a left-foot jumper, so that's where the explosion comes from, and that's where he's trying to get that power back. So he's going to shoot 2 free throws, stay in the game, and the Celtics will keep the ball. So this could be a 4-point play.
We've only had 16 free throw attempts between the two teams. Celtics are 6 of 7. And the Rockets have struggled from the free throw line tonight. They are 3 of 9. Tony Allen again. Well, you look at this Boston team now up by 11 points. And what do you think they thought draft night when they were with the horrible record of a year ago and thinking they were going to be high up in that lottery, and the plan just didn't.
It was doom and gloom.
It was horrible.
They weren't going to get Oden or Durant. What are we going to do? And so they were able to take that 5th pick, and you see last season 20 and 46, and I'm so happy for Doc Rivers that he's been able to stick around here. I mean, Danny Ainge recognized that there's no way that Doc Rivers could win with that team last year and give him a chance to coach this team this year. I think it's great.
Perkins dunked that rebound out but couldn't get it back in. James Posey has taken the place of Tony Allen for Boston. A Hayes screen from McGrady, who now is picked up by Perkins. Stole a free. Hayes a screen. At Chuck Hayes, nothing shows up in the box score except little things like that the coaches and teammates appreciate.
Yeah, when you watch tape, you see how he frees up his teammates. And I tell you, Tracy McGrady's doing a great job finding open guys that's going to knock those shots down.
Full assist for T-Mac. Garnett can't get it to go in. Battier was defending for the Rockets underneath, along with some others. Foul will go on Hayes. He picks up his 3rd for the Houston Rockets, who trail by 10. Timeout. Pierce drifting off the bench for Poe. Time now for the Auto Traders. Who's hot and who's not? How about Orlando winning 8 of their last 9? And Utah with 19 consecutive home wins. Toronto without the injured Chris Bosh. They've lost 9 of 11. Spurs, Doug, have lost 6 of 7, 5 straight on the road. What do those numbers tell you about San Antonio?
Well, when you start losing on the road, that shows a little slippage in the San Antonio Spurs, and that's where you start seeing a little chinks in the armor a little bit. Then they go home. Big game last night against the Celtics. They get out plus 22, which you heard Greg Popovich last night. That's a coach's nightmare to get that big a lead that early. And Boston rallied back. Clutch shots from Eddie House and Sam Cassell, a big offensive rebound by Rondo, and they win last night in San Antonio. So this would be 2 big wins for Doc Rivers and Boston Celtics if they could get back-to-back in San Antonio and then come in and beat Houston on a 22-game win streak.
Back in our first half, we had some comments that Minnesota Timberwolves owner Glenn Taylor made about his former employee, Kevin Garnett. So he thought that Garnett tanked it last year. I didn't appreciate that. I don't think it's right for a guy that's given so much to that organization.
Right. Well, first of all,
come out and say that by an owner, that's done and completed.
And especially for a guy who gave his heart and soul to that organization. And not only that, but a guy, who every single night, if there was a guy who's played hard in this league, it's been Kevin Garnett. So what I like is Kevin Garnett didn't respond. There's no response necessary. Your body of work speaks for itself. And Kevin, just keep doing what you're doing and playing and let people respect what you do on that floor.
What's up? Posey knocks down Hayes. Picks up the Boston foul. That's the 2nd on Posey. So out there is Posey. Perkins, Pierce, Rondo. That's the Boston 5. Garnett checks out. Alston tries to slither inside. Shot clock at 9. That's an offensive foul. Or was it just off his hand? Just off his hand.
Yeah, there was no passing lane there. Ray Alston got deep in the lane, tried to drop the ball off to Chuck Hayes. And again, Boston's doing such a great job of smothering that paint.
Rockets have 4 more turnovers than Boston. Perkins a screen, the defensive switch. Scola picks up the foul on Rondo. Scola has 4. David Aldridge, we saw Tony Allen of the Boston Celtics leave a couple minutes ago. What's the update on him?
Yeah, he has a bruised lower back, Kevin. Return is questionable, but he didn't want to leave the bench. He wants to go back in and play, and they're going to see if he feels better in a few minutes. Again,
Ray Allen. Thank you, David. Ray Allen not playing tonight. Jammed left ankle. Shot by Pierce. He's now 6 of 12. Paul Pierce with a Celtic high 16.
Last 2:06. I think the Rockets are going to have to cut this lead in half. It's a 12-point lead. Kevin, I think for them to win this game, they got to get it to 6. And they got to do it with their defense to get some timely shooting. It's going to have to be either Ray Alston or Shane Battier, Tracy McGrady on the floor. Somebody's going to have to knock down some shots. They're going to have to get some defensive stops here. I don't think they can win this game being down double digits going into the 4th quarter. Boston's playing too well.
Harris comes in for Scola with 4 fouls. McGrady draws a double. T-Mac 4 of 9.
They're really jumping out on him and forcing him to pass that basketball, chasing guys off that 3-point line.
Battier got tangled up. Look at the hustle by Posey. Hits it out to Rondo. Pierce into Alston, and a shove by Alston, who picks up the Houston foul. He's got his 2nd.
Well, we talk about the Boston Celtics defense, Kevin, and on the season, they are 4th in the league in steals and almost 9 a game. They force a little over 16 turnovers, and they get over 18 points a game off those turnovers. So part of that offensive efficiency for the Celtics is their ability to turn people over and get easy scores. And Kevin, we talked so often about when you play good offense and shoot a high percentage, it enables you to get back and play good defense. And that's what Celtics do. They're very efficient offensively, which leads to them getting back and getting their defense set and being very good in the half court. Tom Thibodeau has been the architect of this half court defense. Doc Rivers has given him a lot of say over there. He's a Jeff Van Gundy disciple, and they've done a great job defensively. There's Tommy Thibodeau talking to Doc Rivers right there.
Pierce with 18 and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Celtics are 11 of 12 at the stripe. They have scored 8 more points at the line than the Houston Rockets. There is a screen from McGrady, who draws the double. It's by Posey. Fires it inside to Harris, who comes up with a good basket. He's come off the bench for 10 in 12 minutes. He's been a nice guy for the Rockets in that regard tonight. Winding our way down to a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. Pierce. Gets his own miss. Up and knocked away by Harris. Perkins tried to dig it out. It was saved by T-Mac, but right back to Posey. Screen by Poe. Perkins got it. Pierce threw it. 16 seconds on the shot clock.
Boy, the Rockets are scrapping. I mean, Kevin, you cannot fall through a hustle. Look at Tracy McGrady on the floor for this loose ball, keeping it in play. Keith Jones, the trainer there, trying to help him up. But it's not from lack of effort tonight that these Rockets are getting beat. It's just they've struggled against this Celtic defense to score points. I mean, Tracy McGrady on the night, he's got 9 shots at the basket, only 8 points.
Glenn Davis is checked in. Big Baby has now come in for Perkins, who is Pierce off the screen. He's got 2 right there and 20 for the game, a game high.
Again, the Stars are taking over. He and Garnett now with 34 points after being very quiet in the first half.
Alston with 9 in the first quarter and 3 points since, and trying to wheel on top, and is fouled on the play. It's Poe picking up his 3rd. Since January 1st, here are the top teams in the NBA.
I think everybody's so concerned here in Houston. I know Rick Adelman is What happens if they do lose the game here? They got 3 on the road. All of a sudden, you get 3-4 game losing streak. Is this team going to lose confidence? They've been riding so high.
McGrady 4 of 9 over Posey. Danier kept it alive, but Posey got the loose ball.
But all Boston Celtics, 40-40. What is it? 30-16 here, with Boston having the last shot of the quarter.
Pierce against Danier, can't slam it in. Poe comes up with it and puts in his 15th point. Big play by Leon Poe. Unexpected points off the bench for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, plus 16. We talked about how Boston is good, how good they've been in the last 13 games. Plus 6. They have been in those games when they're 12-1. Tonight, Rondo gets hot in the quarter. Garnett, Pierce, Leon Poe with 15, and the Rockets on the ropes.
This special edition of the NBA on TNT tonight is brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. 22 consecutive wins for the Houston Rockets. In danger right now. Their coach, Rick Adelman, moments ago, our David Aldridge caught up with them.
Rick, this team obviously is getting a lot done inside against you in the paint. Is there anything you can think of to slow them down a little bit?
Well, we're not very big inside. It's a big problem for us right now. We got to do a better job of containing penetration so they don't get that opportunity.
And on the other end, they're obviously coming very hard on Tracy. What can he do to get other people involved? What can they do to help him?
We're not moving the ball. We got to give the ball up and make one more pass, and we're not doing it.
Thank you, Rick.
Tracy McGrady has had only 2 points since the first quarter. Paul Pierce had an 8-point third quarter for the Boston Celtics. A game-high 20. Garnett's got 14. McGrady's got 8. Alston's got 12 to lead the Rockets. And here we go, starting the fourth quarter.
A 15-game home winning streak in the balance here as Ray Alston takes an air ball 3. Sort of get a little sense of frustration right now with the Rockets. Nothing working, and you know, when David interviewed Rick there at the end of the quarter, it's so true that they don't have any size now. Without Yao Ming, without Landry, they're very small up front. I mean, Poe with 15 points off the bench, a little indicative of their 38 points in the paint.
Davis and Cassell, Poe, Pierce, along with Posey in there for the Boston Celtics, and that is a Houston foul.
What's happening, Kevin, is Paul Pierce is so big and strong that he's getting in the lane and he's taking a bump and he's finding the open man. He's dropping the ball off, and that's how Poe has got free inside. Kendrick Perkins has gotten free inside for a couple hoops. You know, Paul Pierce is really strong. I mean, people don't realize, what is he, probably 6'7", about 240 pounds. I mean, he is a big, strong, you know, combo two-guard small forward.
Harris just picked up his second personal foul. The career numbers of Paul Pierce, 10th year in the NBA.
6th all time, and you know, before it's all said and done, if he stays healthy, I mean, he could move up as high as where Larry Bird is. I mean, 5,000 more points. He could easily play 4 more years. I mean, he could be the second all-time scorer in Celtic history if he finished his career there.
Harrison Alston. That's McGrady, Battier, and Hayes. That is the Houston 5 starting this fourth quarter. Shot clock at 5. Posey is on McGrady. No one is on Harris. Missed 3 picked up by Posey.
Well, they're not going to guard Harris at that three-point line. They're going to help off on Tracy McGrady and force Harris to shoot that jump shot.
Alston watches Cassell. Sam Cassell, 1 of 3, 2 points now in 11 minutes. Houston has outshot the Celtics all night long, but Boston has taken so many more field goal attempts.
On the night, they've taken 14 more attempts.
Battier with the miss.
Boston is just swarming defensively. I mean, Boston is a great defensive team, and this team, everybody talked about their scoring with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. Forget their scoring. This team is terrific defensively.
Drive inside, and Poe couldn't get it. Offensive rebound with about 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Defense number 1 in points allowed for Boston. As we showed you earlier, number 1 in field goal defense in the NBA, the Celtics. Leon Poe off the bench. Poe with 18. Pierce with 20. And the Celtics have opened up their biggest lead, 21-14. points, 77-56.
Again, we talked about this thing of back-to-back and how important the bench is going to be for the Celtics. I should not think it was going to be Leon Poe.
It's Battier for 3 over Pierce, and the rebound by Posey, hustling with his 7th rebound.
One and done. This is a team that normally does a great job on the offensive boards, and tonight the Rockets only 6 second chance points, 16 for the Boston Celtics.
Cassell around Rafer Alston. Go back to something you said earlier. If Houston loses this game, you don't like what's on the horizon for this team and what their emotional makeup may be.
Well, they're riding such an emotional rush right now, an adrenaline rush. I mean, 22 straight wins. They lose tonight. They got to go to New Orleans, Golden State, at Phoenix. Those 3 games, 8 of their next 10 are on the road, 10 of their last 15 on the road. So, I mean, the collective feeling around here, they're so concerned about if they lose a game or 2 or 3 in a row, what's this going to do to their psyche? Because this is a team that has such great belief in themselves and each other. The word I use for them, Kevin, is synergy. You know, it's when the result is greater than the sum of the parts. And that's what this is. It's created when things work in concert together to create an outcome that is in some way more value than the total of what the individual input is. And that's what this Rocket team is, synergistic team. And once they lose a little confidence, it could be disastrous for them. So they're really going to have to fight themselves through this period of time. There's that word synergy. I think it's one of the great words in team sports. When you have that, you got a good team.
Jackson has taken the place of Alston. Jackson is now on Cassell, a screen by Poe. 38-year-old Sam Cassell. Look at Big Baby trying to gobble up that ball, taking it away. They fight for it on the floor. Something the Celtics take great pride in.
Look at down there, though. Shane Battier's down on that floor every possession. I tell you, if you don't admire Shane Battier as a player, what this guy brings to this team every single night. Watch this Big Baby down on the floor. They're up 21 in the game or whatever. You see him fighting for the loose balls. They're not going to go down easy. It's going to be tough, but they're going to keep fighting to the finish.
The Boston Celtics have their biggest lead tonight of 21 over the Houston Rockets. Time now for the Marines teamwork play of the game. Boston tonight led by the 20 points of Paul Pierce, but he also has 5 assists.
Oh, we talked about how big and strong he is. Kevin, he has the ability to get in the lane and make plays because of his strength and his size. Watch him get in the lane here and just drop that ball off. He can see through the defense, over the defense. And that's an area of his game that's been very underrated. You know, he talked about when he was on bad teams, he had to throw up huge numbers to give him a chance. He does not have to do that now. And you've seen that tonight. 20 points, which is his season average, 5 assists. 4 rebounds. He's only taken 14 shots, and he's done a wonderful job defensively. So Paul Pierce, a terrific game tonight.
Luther Head is coming for Tracy McGrady. Jump ball. Battier and Davis. Posey. Shot clock at 3. Pierce with 3. Davis in there fighting for it. Battier comes up with it and grabs a rebound. His second. Jackson against Cassell. 8.5 to play. Foul. It's just kicked.
Great video during our timeout, Kevin, just on what's happened to this Rocket team this year. It's one of those nice NBA promos, and crowd on their feet here, just respecting what this team has done so